This is the Miwasido, a Japanese journalist who passed away in 2013 due to working 159 hours of overtime. In 2018, another journalist from Missouri took her own life after working excessively every week. There are numerous incidents in Japan and Korea where people die from overwork, a phenomenon referred to as a karoshi in Japanese. These incidents are also affected family life, meaning people focus more on accumulating money rather than enjoying their life, hoping to live comfortably after the retirement. Wisdom from the wealthy. In stark contrast, Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's partner, said in an interview, "I don't intend to get rich, I wanted to get independent." We can hear similar thoughts from many famous celebrities in their broadcasts, where they mention they spend wisely, saying they would prefer to die poor but don't want to live poor. A whole book has been written on this topic. The happiness paradox. Many of us people wonder what we should do. Sometimes people tell us to save money, while this book suggested the opposite. To clear up this confusion, let's discuss a study where over 1,000 people were asked to rate their happiness on a scale 1 to 5, while the 1 being very depressed and the 5 being extremely happy. Surprisingly, the average happiness rating was only between 2.5 to 2.8, indicating that most people were not even at the 3, which is shocking. The study reveals that those are rating below the 3 either earning less than the 1500 and more than the 600. The people without enough money were unhappy, but those with excessive money were also unhappy due to having no time to enjoy it. This means there is a sweet spot where we can find the most happiness. Investing in experiences. Now the question arises how we can achieve the most happiness. The book mentioned the 5 key points. The first point is to invest in experiences. In a video, people were asked about their biggest regrets of life. The young were cited regrets about the education, but as they get aged, many express regret for not spending the enough time with their family. Another piece of data from the Dr. Rajan Chatterjee broadcast features Bronnie Ware, a famous nurse who shares the 5 biggest regrets of her patients on their struggling deathbeds. The first regret was wishing they have to live their life with their own terms, and the second was regretting working too much and not truly living. The main reason for these regrets is that they never invested in their memory dividend, which refers to spend on memories that make us happy for years to come. In India, most memory dividends are spent on their weddings. For instance, Mukesh Ambani spent over the 5,000 crores on Anand and Radhika Ambani's wedding, making it the most expensive wedding in the world. Meanwhile, they spent only 800 crores on his other children's, Isha and Akash, which is significant for him. These weddings create lasting memories for years. This does not mean we should spend all of our savings on weddings and go into the debt. For Ambani, 8,000 crores were less than the 5% of his wealth. The point is to create memory dividends, and these memories can also be made through the affordable trips with the family. The second point is, do not wait for the old age. Stephen Stern struggled with being overweighted due to his work. He got fit when he was young, but later he stopped doing gym, leading to weight again and again. When he retired, he decided to lose weight, but by then his body has developed several problems that made intense training difficult. Nevertheless, he persisted and gradually continues his training, eventually relieving long-standing knee pain. Stephen can now do everything as a 30-year-old man can do. However, had he invested in his health earlier, he might not have developed the arthritis. According to the Ball State University, those who exercise in 20s remain much healthier in their 70s and beyond. Taking risk for the returns. Another amazing experiment called the Great Brain Experiment involved the 20,000 participants playing different games through an app. Results showing the older participants took fewer risks in the games, while the younger participants were more willing to take risks. This indicates we should take more risks in our 20s to gain higher returns in the future. Taking risks does not mean the reckless behavior like the jumping off mountains and quitting jobs if you are the sole breadwinner. It means that not living in fear. For example, if your business is thriving but you don't take vacations and attend the family events because you think that you need to wait for until you have $1 million in your account. So don't torture your family for your ego. Spend wisely in your 20s. The third point states that you should spend more in your 20s. Look at these three triangles representing different phases of life. The first triangle is for the ages 20 to 13 where we have more health and time but less money. But the second triangle is for the 30 to 60 years where we have a balance of health, wealth and the time. The last triangle is for the ages over the 60 where we have money and free time but often face health issues. The best time to create the memories is during the first two triangles. Memories don't have to be creative with the extravagant spending. Small local trips and the happy outsidings can also be suffix.